Good morning, all of you. So today we are going to start application of Smith chart. So in this application of Smith chart, first we will understand that what is this Smith chart and how you can go for this. Why a Smith chart is required and what are the various applications for an RF engineer. So this is what an very much important thing for an RF engineer. So what are the applications for the Smith chart? By the example understand, we will understand. So we'll just go for the background. This is look like a Smith chart. This is Smith chart. Don't afraid, we will go in detail. So this Smith chart you require. So next time all of you should have this Smith chart, printed Smith chart. I'll give you the copy. This is invented by this is the researcher. This is the scientist Smith. So he has invented this Smith chart. Now what is the requirement of the Smith chart? Why you require such a multiple circle, concentric circle, and why so small number? Although we are struggling with the graph, simple graph paper, and here again Smith chart, the another thing is given. So we will go one by one. So here, as we will go for the maximum power transfer theorem. So here it is quite important for the RF application. Why it is so important? Because what we say in the maximum power transfer theorem, that is the source impedance. Here I have drawn a circuit. In the circuit, you will have two impedances. So one is the source impedance, that is the ZS, and another is the load impedance, that is ZL. Source impedance, this is for the source, and this source having this impedance, that is ZS. Okay, and this load, it is having the impedance ZL. Now what is the role here? Now if you want to use this formula or this theorem at the lower frequency, it doesn't have the significant impact. But as you will go for the RF frequency or the micro frequency or the higher frequency, it has very significant impact for the impedance matching. So this is what the major application of the Smith chart. Now why we require this? That is what the Smith chart statement is, what the source impedance must be equal to the complex conjugate of the load impedance. So what this, if this RS, whatever this RS is equals to RL. Now what is this RS and XS? So the impedance, as we know, the impedance is split into two parts, that is the real part and imaginary part. This real part is the opposition by the conductor. So this is what RS, that is the resistance. And what is this X part? That is suffix S, means for the source. Now what is this X part? So this X part is called the reactance. Now what is this reactance? So this reactance is nothing but it is offered by the imaginary, that is called the imaginary part. Now what is this reactance? The reactance, it is the opposition offered by either your conductor, either your capacitor, or by your inductor. Okay, so this X is the reactance. So X, you can, how you can calculate this X equals to, if it is by the capacitor, if it is by the inductor. So if inductor is giving some opposition, so X equals to 2 pi FL, 2 pi FL. Okay, so 2 pi, we know the pi is constant. F is what? F is frequency. L is what? The value of inductor. Now if it is offered by the capacitor, then it is 1 upon 2 pi FC. So 1 upon 2 pi is the constant. F is the frequency of operation, at what frequency you are operating, and C is what? The capacitance. So these are the basic formulas that you people are aware, you know it. So these formulas we are required to calculate this reactance. Now when this resistance is equating with the resistance, so this is the real part, and the reactance offered by the source must be the complex conjugate, means if it is plus, then it should be minus. Magnitude is equal and it is the imaginary part, so J comes here. So if it is the plus, then it should be the minus. So that is called the complex conjugate. Means if the source impedance, if it is so the source reactance, if it is by the capacitor, then this load reactance, it will be offered by the inductor. They are in opposite. Okay, the sign will be negative. So this is what the concept. Now, why I am explaining this concept, although we have to go for the Smith chart. So in the Smith chart, this reactance part, although impedance is the content of those resistance and the reactance. So this reactance part matching is somewhat critical part. The resistance real to real, you can match it. No, that is not much complication. But the reactance part, you need to match. And you should understand that by adding the additional material, where my impedance goes, where my reflections goes, where my the reflections from the circuit, what happened with that, and what about the VSWR. VSWR also we are going to discuss. Okay, so that is what the standing wave ratio. If it is the voltage, then it is voltage standing wave ratio. Okay, so this is what some of the parameters are. Now we will go for the next. So this is what the basic one of the example application of the Smith chart. Now we will go for this. Okay, this is one of the example that we are going for using the Smith chart. Now what is here? The impedance, some impedances are given. So this is Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4, Z5, Z6, Z7, Z8. Various impedances are given. So here I'm trying to give you that how you can plot the Smith chart, how you can utilize the Smith chart. Okay, so this Smith chart can be utilized by this way. Now, in this, how these 8 impedances you can plot. Now, in the 8 impedances, you will have the Z1. What is the Z1? It is 100 plus J50. So, always when you will ask to plot any impedance on the Smith chart, we'll go step by step. Just now, we'll go for the impedance plotting. If you will go to find it out the impedance on the Smith chart, then what is here? Characteristics impedance is given always. So this characteristics impedance is how much it is given? 50. So characteristics impedance of 50 is given. So it is called Z0. Okay. So Z0 is given. So Z0 is how much? 50. So here Z0 is given. So this Z0 is given as 50. So what I'll do, I'll calculate the small z1. How I got this small z1? So this z1 equals to what I'll do? 100. So you will have this 100. So 100 divided by 50. Okay, 100 divided by 50. And next is plus J50 divided by 50. Okay, so next is J50 divided by 50. So this is what my impedance. Okay, so if I will divide it by the characteristics impedance Z0. So what will be the next? So my Z1. So here I have used the capital Z1. Here I use the small z1. So it will be 100 by 50, it is 2, and plus J remain as it is, small j, and 50 by 50 is 1. So this is what the way the Z1 is calculated, or any impedance where you are interested. So this impedance is calculated. So on the Smith chart, what you have to plot? The small z1. Small z1 is what? 2 plus j1. Okay. Now we will see that how we can plot this impedance 2 plus j1. Is there any doubt in this calculation? These are very simple calculation. You have to do it as it is. Is there any doubt in this calculation? No. Okay. So I will go further. Now we will plot this.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, B65 is in waiting room. Please allow.
Sorry.
Sir, B65 is in waiting room. He got disconnected.
Kinjal madam, do the needful. Okay. So here, this is what the impedance. Now this impedance you have to plot. This impedance you have to plot on the Smith chart. So how we will plot on the Smith chart, that we'll see. Okay, so now I'll go to the Smith chart, and directly on the Smith chart we will do this calculation. Okay, so I'll directly go for the Smith chart. So this is what the Smith chart, we will plot it on the Smith chart. I hope it is visible. Is it? Anybody can confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is there in this Smith chart? Here you can see on this Smith chart, you have this line. Okay, this horizontal line. So first you just check the horizontal line. So on the horizontal line, there are some numbers. Okay, so here there are numbers. So you can see the center. Okay, I'll show you the entire Smith chart as you are seeing here. So this is what the entire Smith chart. Now I'll maximize it and I'll just explain you. Now this is what the center line, horizontal line. This horizontal line is for the resistance. Okay, so these are the resistances. Okay. So these resistances are in this way. So what is the center point? It is 1. So here what the Z by Z0 we did previously, and 100 plus J50 was the impedance. Okay, so previously what we did, 100 plus J50 was the impedance, and that 100 plus J50, what we did, that 100 plus J50 we have converted to uh, uh, the normalized value. Okay, so what is your Z1? So this is what your Z1. So Z1 you have to plot is, I'll just put the Z1. So here Z1, that you have to plot. So that Z1, okay. So this is Z1, small z1 is equals to, we did the normalization. This is called normalization, divided by the Z0. So 2 plus J1. Okay. What the thing that you have to do. So whatever the normalization process that you have to do. Now, how we can plot this? Now, this is what horizontal real part, for the real part. This is what 1, 1.2 you can see here. Okay, so it is 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 50, and here at this end it is the infinity. Okay, so this is what you can say the semi-log scale, like your semi-log scale is there, similar to that. This is 1, this is 2, then 3, 4, 5, 10, then 20, then 50. So like your semi-log, whatever the semi-log graph paper you might have seen, so similar to that. And on this side, 1, 0.9, 0.8, 0.76, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1, and this is what the 0. So this end, this left end is the short circuit, it is 0. And this extreme line right end, it is the open circuit. So this is what your real part. So what is your real part? This real part is your resistance value. Now, which resistance value is of our interest? So we need this Z equals to, we need this Z real part is 2. So we will see where is the real part 2. So this real part 2, that we can find it out, and this real part 2, so I will take some color, other color. So I can take the red color. Okay, so I'll take the real part. So 2, where is 2? This is 0.1, this is 2. So this is what my 0.2. Okay, so I got this 2. But my imaginary part is what? 1. So now you just see carefully. Now this is what real part I got. This is the 2. But I have to go for the imaginary part. Now when you will go for the imaginary part, there are the circles. These are the half circles. This way you can see. Okay. So these circles, you can see this circle. This is called 1 plus jx circle. Okay. So whatever this circle is there. So now we will go on this circle. You can see on this circle, what is the value? 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, and so on. Okay, so these values are written here. It is what? 1. So it is written 1. This is 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 1, and this is 0. So on the outermost, these lines we can say this is what? 0.1. This is what? 0.2, 0.3. This is what? 0.4, 0.5. This is 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Again the similar way, 10, 20, 15, here the infinity. Okay, so this way now what is our interest? Imaginary part is line of 1. So where is line of 1? So this is what? 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1. So this line, whatever this line is of 1. Okay, so this line, where it is going, I'll just draw the line. Here you can, I'll just draw it by the dotted manner. This is what?
Sir, the screen is frozen.
Okay, so this is what your dotted line. So this dotted line, this is what your dotted line of 1. Okay, so this line.
Sir,
Okay,
sir, are you
Your screen is
annotating?
freezed.
yes,
Yes, sir. Sir, it's not visible, the annotation.
not visible. Now is it visible?
No, sir.
You just check it out.
Sir, can you start the screen sharing again, perhaps?
Sorry.
Can you start the screen sharing again? Maybe that will help.
Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what. Is it also properly visible now? This one is proper, this resolution.
Yes, sir. We can see.
Okay. So this is what a line of 1. I have just drawn it this way. Okay, this is line of 1. And now we have to see this line of 1 for your reference. I'm drawing it. Okay, so that you can understand. By the free hand I am drawing. I'm just overwriting this line for your understanding. Okay, so this is what the line. Now where it intersects the 2, circle of 2. This is what your circle of 2. Now this is intersecting here. Okay, so whatever your this point, this circle, okay, this point will be your Z1. Okay, so this is what nothing but your Z1. So I'll put name this as the Z1. This is Z1, small Z1, this point. So do you understand that how any impedance you can plot? So this is Z1. Real part, I'll repeat again, real part is on the horizontal line. So this is 2 and imaginary part on this line. So this is 1. So on this, now plus, if this is what? Plus 1, so it will go up. And if this is a minus, then it will go down. Okay. So if this is a plus, it will go up. If I have a 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1j. So then 2 minus 1j. Where is 1? Here is the 1. So 2 minus 1j. Here will be my any other impedance which will have over 2 minus 1j. Okay. So we will go accordingly. So I'll go for the next. So my next impedance, that is nothing but the Z2. So I'll go for the Z2. So Z2 is 75 minus 100 J 100 ohm. So what will be my small Z2? Small Z2 will be as 75 divided by 50. So it is 1.5 minus J2. Okay, 100 by 2. So my Z2 will be, I'll plot my Z2. I'll go for my Z2. I just put the Z2 here. So here Z2 equals to, we have taken, we'll go one by one. So Z2 equals to 1.5 minus J2. Okay. So change the color for this. Take this as the, okay, red only. We'll do the red. Red will be the visible. Okay. Now 1.5 minus J2. Where is 1.5? Here is. Now you can go. This is 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6. And in between 1.4 and 1.6, there is one line. So this line is of 1.5. Okay. This, the whatever this thin line, I hope it is visible. So this thin line is nothing but it is of 1.2. And where is 2? Now you can go on the outer circle. This circle here it is 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. And here is the 2. You can see here the same thing. Okay. 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, and 2. So this is what 2. So I'll just draw a line. So this is a 2. You need, it is minus 2. So that's why we are at the down. So this is 2. So this, whatever this line, I'm drawing this line. Okay. By the freehand. So this line, this is what the line. Okay. This thick line. And where is my this line? This is 1.2, 1.4, and 1.6. So in between 1.4 and 1.6, you have 1.5. So I will go from this 1.5, and whatever this point, this is what this intersecting point. This is what my 1.5. So I will put a mark there. So this is what the circle. Okay, so this is nothing but what? This is nothing but this is Z2. Z2. Is there any doubt? You can ask, and we will go for the other also. Is there any doubt here? Okay, we'll go for Z3. Z3 is only J200. All these 8 example I have taken such that it will cover the all the problems. So what Z3 I'll take? Z3 I'll take J200. Okay, so J200. If I'll take J200, so J200, Z3, J200 divided by just a moment. So I'll take next, that is directly I'll take the another one. So another one, that is Z3. So what Z3 I'll take? Z3 equals to J200. Capital, I'll just put the capital Z3, that is equals to J200. So what will be my small Z3? 200 by, although here real part is nothing. So I'll just write that is 0 plus or minus 0 plus J. It is for the understanding. In the problem, it is given that is Z3 equals to J200. So what I'll do, I'll divide 0, real part is nothing, so I can put 0, and imaginary part is 200, 200 by 50. Why I'm dividing 50? Anyone can quickly answer me? Why we are dividing by 50? What is 50? 50 is called the characteristics impedance. And before putting on the Smith chart, what we have to do? We have to do the normalization. So for the normalization, we have to divide it by the Z0. So 200 by 50, how much it is? Quickly, anyone? 200 by 50, 50. 200 by 50, quickly. I want the answer.
Sir, 4.
4, correct. It is very simple. So J4 you have to put. Now where is real part is 0. So now we will go here. So where is your real part? Now this is what real part 1, 0.4, 0.3, 2, 0.1, and this is what the 0. So where is 0? 0 is on this side. This is what the 0. So it is real part is 0. Now plus J4. So whether I have to go up or down? Plus J4. Quickly, I want the answer. Whether I have to go up or down?
Up.
Up. Yes. Why up? Because it is plus. So I'll go up. So this is 0, 0.1, 0.2. This is 0.3. This is 0.4. This is 0.5. This is 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, 1, 1.2. I am talking about the imaginary part. And this is what 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, 2, 3, and this is 4. So I got this 4. So this is what the 4 is here. So I got, this is entire outermost circle is of 0. So 4 I got here. So I will mark here, and this point will be my, this is the 4, and whatever this point I'll take, this is nothing but the so I'll take the, I'll mark this point as 4. Okay, so this is 4, and impedance, what is my impedance? This is nothing but my Z. This is nothing but my Z3. Is it correct? This is Z3. Okay. Is there any doubt? If there is any doubt, let me ask. Otherwise, I'll go further. Now Z4. In the Z4, you can go. What is the Z4? Now Z4 is only the your real part. So any real part I can take. So I have taken the real part equals to 150. So my Z4. Okay. So I'll take the Z4. So capital Z4. I'll put the capital. Capital Z4 equals to 150. So what will be my small Z4? Quickly, anyone? Small Z4. 150 by 50. How much? Quickly, I want the answer.
3, sir.
3.
So you just respond so that I'll be aware that you are awake. Okay. So Z equals to 3. So it is quite simple. Now no imaginary part. If there is no imaginary part, then what happened? You have to go on this horizontal circle. See horizontal circle 1, 1.2, 1.4, 2. This is 3. This is 4, 5. So what you require? This is 3 on the horizontal circle. And vertical, if there is no imaginary value on this horizontal line, imaginary value is 0. So this is what your, this is nothing but your This is 3. Okay. So this 3 is nothing but what your Z3. So this value is Z3. So I'll put this is the Z3, small Z3. Okay. I hope it is visible and you people are understanding it. Am I right? Am I right? I want the response.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will go for the Z5. Now Z5, I'll just go for the open circuit. Sorry, this is what Z4, na? Okay. So it is Z4. So it is Z4. So Z4 we have plotted. Now Z5 I'll go. This is nothing but the Z4. We'll put Z4. Z3. Z4 is 3. So this is Z4. By mistake, I write here Z4. So Z4 is nothing but 3. It was 3, and this is 3 is here, and it is Z. Here it is Z4. Okay, so it will be Z4. Now I'll go for the Z5. Now let me know that is the Z5. What I'll take capital Z5 as equals to open circuit. So if I'll take the open circuit, then what will be the value for the open circuit? Actually, what is the impedance value of open circuit?
So infinite.
Infinite, correct? So it is infinite. So if it is infinite, so if Z5 is infinite, the small Z5 will be how much? For the open circuit, the small Z5 will be also the infinity. Okay, so it will be also infinite. Okay, divided by 50. Now, if this is the thing, then what we have to do? Where is the infinity? Anybody can just tell me whether infinity is on left hand side of the Smith chart or on the right hand side of the Smith chart. There is only infinity is mentioned. So quickly you can tell me where is the infinity, where it is in the right hand side or left hand side of the Smith chart. Yes, I got some response in the chat. Okay, right hand side. Yes, correct. Right hand side, correct. So this is what right hand side. Why? You can see the horizontal line 1, 1.2. This is 5, this is 10, 20, 50. And where is it? This is the infinity. So infinity is here. So you can mark the infinity here. So this is what the point inside. Okay. Don't go for this outer circle. This is what the outermost circle for the impedance. What I have plotted this. So this is what Z5. So I'll mark this as the Z5. Z5. Okay. So this is what Z5. Now I'll go for the Z6. Why I'm taking all this? Because all these possibilities will give you all the possibilities. Now Z6, what should I take? Short circuit. Okay. So Z6, if I'll take the short circuit, now for the Z6, capital Z6, short circuit. Okay. So for the short circuit, what will be the actual value? Z6, anybody quickly? Capital Z6,
0,
0. So it is very
0,
0. 0 by 50, small Z6 will be 0. So where is 0 located? Left hand side or right hand side? Where is your 0 located? Obviously, it will be the real part, and 0 will be located. Short circuit will be located where? Yes. Yes, correct. Left hand side. So 0, it will be on the left hand side. So this is what the left hand side. So this is 0.2, 0.1, and this is the 0. Okay. So this 0 will be on the left hand side. So this is what the mark. And this is nothing but the Z6. So this is Z, small Z6. This is what your Z6. So we got the answer. Now only two impedances are remain, Z7 and Z8. Z7 and Z8. So Z7 I'll take 50 ohm. So if I'll take Z7 as 50 ohm, Z7 equals to 50. No J part. Sorry, it should be the capital Z7. Capital Z7 equals to 50. What will be the small Z7? Quickly, anyone? Small Z7, 50 by 50. Then it will be, yes, correct. It will be 1. So 50 by 50, it is 1. It is not 0. It will be 1. So 50 by 50, it is 1, Z7. So where is your 1? Where is 1 located? Quickly, anyone can tell me where is your 50? Is 50 means 1. 1 is at the center. Here is your 1. Okay. So here is 1 at the center. So you got this is 1 center. So this is nothing but your center you got. So this is what the Z7. Here you require a practice Z7. This is the Z7. So this is what? Nothing but your Z7. And Z8, I'll just go for the Z8. It is somewhat critical. So it is 184 minus J900. So Z8, I'll take some specific number. Okay. So that number, what I'll take? Z8, capital Z8 equals to 184 minus J18. Sorry, J900. 184 minus J900. So what will be my small Z8? If I'll divide it by 184 by 50, so it will be, I think, 3.68. Am I right? 3.68 and J 900 by 50. So it will comes 18. So now just see this. This is what much critical. Okay. So here you can see this. So here 3.6 and 3.6. So how we can locate this 3.6? So this is what 3.68. Just go here. I'll just zoom it out because we need the more specific. Now this is what here. This is what minus we require 3.6. Now this is 3 and this is 4. So in between 3 and 4, something is required. So if you will see, this is 3 and this is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points are there. 5 lines are there. So each line will be of how much? each line will be of 0.2. So 3.2, 3.4, and this is 3.6. Okay, but I want 3.68. This is 3.6, and this will be 3.8. Now between 3.6 and 3.8, something will be there. So what I'll do, I'll draw the line. So this is 3.2, this is 3.4, this is 3.6, this is 3.8. So my line will be in between here, what I'm drawing. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to draw. This line will be there. Okay, so this way it is there. And here also you have to also draw it by the freehand. This way, this way, this way, this way. As I'm drawing it on the screen, so it is somewhat difficult for me. Okay, so this whatever this red line that you are seeing, this red line is for the 3.68 line. Now, what is the another part? Imaginary part. So that is J18. So J you can see here. So here this is the J.2, J2, J3, J4, J5, J10, and this is J20. Now J10 and J20, how many lines are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this is 12, this is 10, 12, 14, 16, and this is 18. So where it will intersecting here. So whatever this part, this is what my intersection. So what I'll do, I'll draw a point here. You just see carefully. You draw a point here, and this point is nothing but my Z8. So this is nothing but my small Z8. Okay. So this is what the impedance. So this is what the 8 impedances we have plot, and you can see all the 8 impedances. All the 8 impedances, if you will see here, so that all the 8 impedances will cover your entire Smith chart impedances. Now in these impedances, if you will plot these impedances, now we can plot the admittances, how the admittances can be plotted. So that we'll discuss in the next lecture. So if you have any doubt, let me know whatever the doubts you have. If it is possible, then in the afternoon session, you can take a printout of the Smith chart. If not, the next time is essential. Okay, so I'll send you the this thing. So is there any question?